Hey, good morning students. My name is Simon Peter and today we are going to discuss about the one more new chapter of the 10th standard known as the second chapter of your syllabus, acids, bases and the salts, right? So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the properties of the acids, their reactivities, and bases are also the salts. I will keep the salt separately because we will discuss the salts in later onwards. Now we are going to discuss about acids and bases, right? So let's discuss about what are acids. The properties of acids. The word acid is derived from the Latin. The word acid is derived from a Latin which is acidus, which means sour. The acidus is a Latin word which means sour. So what are acids? Acids are sour, right? The first property of the acids is that only acids are sour to taste. If you are tasting the acids, they are sour in taste. Like example, you may have tasted the lemon, orange. So they all contain the acid. That is the reason they are sour in taste. If any substance they have sour in taste or sour to taste, they all are known as the acids. And when the acids are dipped in the litmus paper, actually there are two kinds of the paper are there in litmus. One is the blue litmus, another one is the red litmus. What is the litmus means? The litmus is an indicator. It is an indicator. Indicator is a substance that determines or detects whether the given substance is acid or base by changing its color or even the taste also, right? Now the litmus we are using as an indicator here, and this litmus paper, there are two kinds of the litmus papers are there. One is the blue, another is the red. In acid, the blue litmus changes to red. If you are adding the acids in blue litmus, the blue litmus will change to the red. Then what about the red litmus? If you are adding the acids on red litmus, or if you are dipping the red litmus in the acids, there is no change. The red litmus will not change anything because only the blue litmus will change to the red. That is the second property of the acids. The blue litmus paper will change to the red when it is dipped in the acids. The third property is when acids are added in aqueous solution, right? When the acids are added in aqueous solution, they gives H plus or H3O plus ions. They give hydrogen ions or they may give the hydronium ions. H3O plus ion means nothing but they are the hydronium ions. In general, the hydrogen ions is not present in a single form. They are always present in the H3O plus form, which is known as the hydronium ion. So these are the three properties of the acids. What are the properties of the acids? The first property is acids are sour in taste or they are sour to taste. Example, the best example of our natural acids is nothing but the citric acid present in the lemon, right? Then in the acid, the blue litmus paper will change to the red litmus paper. That is the second property. When the acids are added in the aqueous solution, right? They will give H plus or H3O plus ions. So that is the three properties of the acids. And in acid again there are two types are there. They are known as strong acids and weak acids. There are two types of acids are there, strong acids and weak acids. Then the question is, what are strong acids? What are strong acids? We may give the examples of the strong acids as hydrochloric acid. The hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4 and nitric acid known as HNO3. So these three are known as the strong acids, right? They are not going to be handled with a bare-handed in the laboratory because they are very strong acids. They have to be always used by the spatula or the test tube holder. We have to use compulsory in the while handling the strong acids. Now again there are the acids are there which are known as the weak acids. There are some weak acids are there. Example, oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is a weak acid. Then citric acid. Where the citric acid is present? The citric acid present in the lemon, right? It is also the weak acid. And one more acid is, let it be. So these are the weak acids. They are present in the different ingredients also, right? Means the acids are again classified into the two types known as the strong acids and the weak acids. Now these are the strong acids and these are the weak acids. You may be tasted even the curd also, right? The curd is whether sour in taste or it is sweet in taste. Actually it is a sour in taste. So right. So even the curd is known as the acid because it is sour to taste. So which acid present in the curd? The curd contains the acid known as lactic acid, right? The lactic acid present in the curd, so that also comes under the weak acids. Now, what is meant by diluted and concentrated acids? The diluted acids. If you have like this label on the bottles, so what is meant by this? Actually the DIL shows here it is the diluted and it is the acids. Then what is meant by diluted acids? The diluted acid nothing but, we can understand in a simple way, an acid present in 100%. Consider there is a 100% of pure acid is there. In the 100% of pure acid, if 40% is acid and remaining 60% is water, that kind of the acids are known as the diluted acids. Means what is the simple definition of diluted acid? More amount of water and less amount of acid. If in a solution there is a more amount of water and less amount of acid, that kind of the acids are known as the diluted acid. One more example, 45% acid and remaining 55% water. So this is also known as the diluted acid. 10% of acid and 90% of water. So that is also known as the diluted acid only. Means the strength may vary, but if the percentage of the water is more and the percentage of the acid is less, then that kind of the solution is known as the diluted, or that kind of the acids are known as the diluted acids. Then what is a concentrated acid? So example of the diluted acids you can see: diluted hydrochloric acid, diluted sulfuric acid, then diluted nitric acid. So if you are just writing the dilution before the acids, they can be read as a diluted. Now what are concentrated acids? What are concentrated acids? In the concentration acid or concentrated acid, there is a more amount of acid and less amount of water. If a solution contain more amount of acid and less amount of water, that kind of the acids are known as a concentrated acid. Example: 70% of acid and 30% of water. It is a concentrated acid. 60% of acid and 40% water. It's a concentrated acid. In the concentrated of acid, there is a more amount of acid and less amount of water. Nothing but the reciprocal of the diluted acid is the concentrated acid. Means in diluted acid, there is a more amount of water will be there and the less amount of the acid will be there. In the same manner, in a reverse manner, in a concentrated acid, there is a more amount of acid and less amount of water, and always the concentrated acids are represented in the lab as in this form. Examples of the concentrated acids are concentrated hydrochloric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, and concentrated nitric acids. So we have discussed about the acids and their properties. Now we are going to discuss about what are the bases. The properties of the bases. Properties of bases. Right. What are bases? The first property of the base is: have you ever tasted the soap in your life? Actually, if you taste the soap, you have observed that it is bitter in taste or bitter to taste, or even you may be tasted the baking soda. The baking powder is also one of the bitter in taste. That is the reason they are known as the bases. Actually, the bases are bitter to taste. The bases are bitter to taste. Acids are sour to taste and the bases are bitter to taste. The second property is what the acid will do. Acid changes blue litmus to the red. Base is different or the base is reverse. Bases change red litmus to blue litmus. So acid change blue to red and the bases will change red to the blue litmus. When the bases are added in water or in aqueous solution, the bases in aqueous solution gives OH minus ions, hydroxide ions. Acids in aqueous solution gives the H plus or H plus H3O plus ions, but the bases will give hydroxide ions. Hydroxyl ions, that is the OH minus ions. So if you compare the properties of acids and bases, they are opposite to each other. Acids are sour to taste, but the bases are bitter to taste. Acids give turn blue litmus to the red, but the bases turn red litmus to the blue. And aqueous solution, if you are adding the bases, means they will give the OH minus ions. Now again, there are two kinds of the acids are there, known as strong bases. Two kinds of bases are there, sorry, strong bases and weak bases. Strong bases and weak bases. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base represented by NaOH. Then potassium hydroxide, KOH, it is also the strong acid, so strong base. Then calcium hydroxide. So these are the strong bases. Then which is a weak base? Like ammonium hydroxide. The ammonium hydroxide is known as the weak base NH4OH. NH4 means ammonium, OH means hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide is the weak base. Then what are alkalis? What are alkalis? In the bases, again one property is there that are known as the alkalis. Some bases are there, or the bases that dissolves in water. The bases that dissolves in water are known as alkalis. If any bases that dissolving in a water, that bases are known as the alkalis. Example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide, they all will dissolve in the water. As a result, these bases are called as the alkalis. Means sodium hydroxide is the alkali, potassium hydroxide is also the alkali, and the calcium hydroxide is also the alkalis. If in examination one question will be arise on the acids and bases compulsory for 1 marks or 2 marks, it is a very important. If in examination, if it is asked, write the difference between acids and the bases. Simple way, you just make the 2 columns. It is an important question. Acids and bases. So write their properties here. First, what are acids? Acids are sour to taste, right? What are the bases? Bases are bitter to taste. The blue litmus in acid will turn to the red. The red litmus in base turn to the blue. Third property, acids in aqueous solutions gives H plus or H3O plus ions, whereas bases in aqueous solutions will give OH minus ions, hydroxyl ions. So this kind of the questions may arise in your examination. So just understand what are the differences between acids and the bases. So now we will discuss about the indicators. What are the indicators? If it is a lemon, if it is a curd, if it is any other fruits, we can taste by our a mouth only. The tongue is our best indicator to decide that whether the lemon is the sour or what. But in a lab, it is not mandated to taste, right? So then, if you are tasting any chemicals in the laboratory, what will happen? There will be the many chemicals will be there, or many solutions will be there. If you want to check whether the given substance is acid or base, you cannot taste that, right? It is a very simple. If you are tasting that, that is very bad for your health. That can cause even the serious problem also. So in the lab, it is not mandated to the student to check whether the given substance is acid or base by the taste. You cannot check that one. So as a result, we are using a special substances. The special substances are going to be used to detect whether the given substance is acid or base. That substances are called as the indicators, right? What are the indicators? The indicators are the substances. They are the substances. They determine whether the given substance is acid or base by changing their color. The substances that shows that the given substance is acid or base. How? By changing their color, or by changing their color or odor. Odor means the smell. So the indicators are the substances that shows whether the given substance is acid or base by changing their color or odor. Just example what we taken in the properties of acid and bases. What indicator were you used there? The litmus, right? We use the litmus paper. What the litmus did there? The litmus changed its color and shows us that whether the given substance is the acid or base by changing the color. So it is the litmus comes here as the indicator. So in this way, the indicators are going to decide in the lab whether the given substance is acid or base. So in the indicator also, there are the types of indicators are there. There are three types of indicators are there. Types of indicators. There are three types of indicators are there.
Known as the natural indicators, synthetic indicators and the olfactory indicators. The natural indicators nothing but they are nature occurring substances. They are occurring naturally. Like example, they are found in the nature and in the plants. They are taken from the plants, and as a result, we can give the example of the natural indicator as the litmus paper, the red cabbage. The red cabbage leaves are going to be used as an indicator, right? And even the name of a plant is there, that is known as hydrangea plant. There is also those plant flowers are used to indicate whether the given substance is acid or base, and also our home remedy turmeric. Even the turmeric is also used as the indicator. Means the substances which occurs naturally, they are called as the natural indicators which decide whether the given substance is acid or base by changing their color or the smell. Now the second type is synthetic indicators. The synthetic itself saying that it is a man-made radar. So these synthetic indicators, they are prepared in the laboratory, and as a result they are the chemical substances. These are the chemical substances. Example, the methyl orange and the phenolphthalein. So these two are the chemical substances.
Start ಏನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ indicators. The indicators are the substances which change their color or smell, known as the odor also, in different types of the substances like acids and bases. Means the change in color and smell is going to be there when they are placed in the acids and bases. Those substances are known as the indicators. Like we are using we have already used an indicator known as litmus paper while studying the properties of acid and bases. We already use the litmus paper, right? What the litmus is doing? Litmus is changing its color. In acid the litmus changed blue to red, but in base the litmus changed red to blue. Means it is changing the color and it is detecting that whether the given substance is acid or base. So that kind of the substances are known as the indicators. Again, there are three types of the indicators are there, known as natural indicators, synthetic indicators and olfactory indicators. What are natural indicators? The word itself telling us that they are nature occurring substances. They occur from the nature. So the natural indicators, they are found in the nature and that derived or taken from the plants. Example, litmus paper is a natural indicator. Red cabbage, the red cabbage leaves are going to be used in checking whether the given substance is acid or base. And even there is a plant name is there, hydrangea plant, our home remedy turmeric. So these all are the natural indicators which are used to decide whether the given substance is acid or base. The second is synthetic indicators. The synthetic indicators are nothing but they are the man-made indicators. They are prepared in the lab and as a result they are the chemical substances. What are the synthetic indicators? They are the chemical substances and they also going to change their color or the smell when they are placed in the substances like acid or bases. Example, the chemical indicator is methyl orange and the phenolphthalein indicator. And the third type is olfactory indicators. So what are the olfactory indicators? Nothing but these are the substances have the different odors in the acid and bases. Means olfactory indicators nothing but they are going to change their smell. They have the different smells when it is added by the acid, they have the different smell, and when they are added by the base, they have the different smell. As a result, they are going to change their smell to decide whether the given substance is acid or base. So there will be one fixed question for 1 marks on this table. Just understand this one. See carefully, very important. In the three types of indicators, there will be one fixed question for 1 marks on this one. They will ask what is the nature of the indicator, like they will give some of the example like the litmus, red cabbage, flower of the hydrogenous plant and even the turmeric. When the acids, what are their colors, and when the base, what are their colors. So I taken the first type of the indicator, that is the natural indicators. So the natural indicators, how many types are there? There are the 4 types of natural indicators are there. Litmus, examples are there. Litmus, red cabbage, flower of the hydrogen plant and even the turmeric. So when the litmus is placed in acid, it is red in color, and when the litmus is placed in base, is the blue in color. The red cabbage in acid is red, but in the base is the green. The flower of hydrogen plant, in the acid it is blue in color, in the base it gives the pink in color. Turmeric, you can do this experiment in your home also. Turmeric in acid, no change. Means if imagine the turmeric is yellow in color, if you are placing the lemon juice in the turmeric solution, the lemon juice yellow color will not change in the acid. But if you are adding the soap solution in the turmeric solution, that is give the red color, right? So these are the indicators with their color in acid and the color in the base. See this table very carefully. There will be 1 marks question fixed on this topic. The table for the second type of the indicator, that is synthetic indicator, right? So 1 marks will be fixed on in these 3 types I already said. The synthetic indicators, there are the 2 examples of the synthetic indicators in your syllabus. One is known as the phenolphthalein, another is the methyl orange. Both are the chemical indicators. They are prepared in the lab, right? That reason they are called synthetic indicators. So the phenolphthalein in acid, the color or smell of the phenolphthalein in acid is colorless. So it is actually the color of the phenolphthalein is colorless in acid, but in the base the phenolphthalein indicator will turn to the pink. Means if you are adding the acid in phenolphthalein, there is no change, that is the colorless is going to be there, but when it is added in the base, it changes to the pinkish in color. The methyl orange, color or smell in acid is the red color will be there in acid, and in the base the color is the yellow. So that is the synthetic indicators. So means phenolphthalein in acid is colorless, in base is the pink, methyl orange in acid is the red, and in base is yellow in color. So the olfactory indicators, it is not that much important for your examination, but just observe. The olfactory indicator, that is onion, right? Example is onion, vanilla essence, clove oil. What is vanilla essence means? आप देखे होंगे कि आइसक्रीम में यूज करते हैं उसको. द फ्लेवर ऑफ द आइसक्रीम that is going to be used as a chemical. It is a chemical which is going to be used in the making of the ice cream. So that is called a vanilla essence. These are the 3 examples of the olfactory indicators, and they are going to give the smell, right? Onion in acid is a characteristic smell. Characteristic smell means the basic smells like a sweety, pungent, and warm, what do you call, the sour. So this all comes under the characteristic smell. Means the onion in acid is the characteristic smell, but in a base there is no smell in the bases. Vanilla essence, the vanilla essence in acid is the retained smell. Retained smell means the smell which is going to be holded. The vanilla essence, when it is kept in acid, it is going to hold the smell, that is known as the retained smell, but in the base there is no smell. Again, the clove oil is in acid, is again the retained smell, the smell is going to hold it there, but in the bases it loses the smell. Means what the smell it has before, that smell will not be there, the smell is going to lose there. So rewind one more time what we discussed today. Today we discussed about the properties of the acids, the properties of the bases, then what are the strong acids, the strong bases, and what are the diluted acids and concentrated acid. Then after we discussed about what are the indicators, right? What are the indicators and what are the types? There are 3 types of indicators, and we discussed about even the table also, what is the color or smell in the acid in the base of the different examples of the indicators. So in the next class we are going to discuss about the reaction of acid and bases with the different substances or different elements. That will be very interesting. So stay tuned, be home, be safe.